Peace and blessings, and welcome back to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast, where we introduce you to your future favorite artists today. And being that we're the 30 for 30 for independent artists, what the people have called us, today we're going to introduce you to someone who represents something bigger than himself. Whether you look at the cinema or you look at the music, there's a story being told that most people don't have the heart to live, if not the heart to tell. So to get ready for that, please hit the like button right now on YouTube. Make sure you leave a comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, click all so you can get everything. And if you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anything where you're streaming this podcast, make sure you follow us and give us a 5-star review, because today we talk about family and we're introducing our extended family to the podcast. Please introduce yourself to the people.
Yo, what's good, everybody? My name Paul's cousin.
Hey man, ain't nothing like a cousin, because if you have good cousins, they brothers that's kind of distant, and they've got bad cousins, but them niggas on the other side of the family.
Exactly.
Deal with
Ones we don't talk about.
This is my guy right here, though. So let's get into it. I want first, before we get started, shout out to Jomi Laws, who's tried to put this together for years. Hey Jomi, we got it. You know what I'm saying? So let's start from the beginning. Tell me about how your part of Jersey helped influence your eyes, if not your ears.
Man, sure. You got Red, you got Naughty, you got if I could take it back to Apache, Channel Live. Those guys, like, they groomed me. But then when I wanted to become myself, I took my style from Falmoutch and Andre 3000 and blended them.
Wait a minute now. You can't just say that and we're going to skip over that.
Yeah.
Falmoutch is one of the most prolific lyricists that people don't talk about. Exactly. Andre 3000 is one of the prolific lyricists that people fail to understand. So tell me about those two and why you chose those two to craft yourself from.
They weren't afraid to sing on records. They weren't afraid to be themselves, and they speak about shit that motherfuckers is, like you said, people are afraid to talk about. I have subjects that I'm not afraid to talk about, so I'll write a song about it.
I'm glad you said that, because you know what I listened to prepare for your interview?
What's that?
The Gravediggers.
Nice.
And the reason why is because certain conversation and topics will inspire certain music, beats, and feelings.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And let's talk about all three of them in relation to you. See, you know what one of my favorite Falmoutch verses is?
What's that?
Did you ever? No, way better than that.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever hear the Ghostface album 36 Seasons?
No.
It's a classic. Shout out to Ghostface Killer. Come on, Heritage Hip Hop, so I can tell you. So on 36 Seasons, there's a record called Dr. X where Ghostface gets messed up, and he has to go to a black market underground doctor, make a mask so he could breathe and survive. And Falmoutch was the doctor, and he's rhyming about how he put the mask together and melded it to his skin so he could stay alive. Tell me how crazy that is.
That's nuts. That's like that Sticky Fingers record back in the day when they was in court. It was like him and Cannabis and all of them. Yeah, that's them concepts. That's fire.
Yeah, that's why I said he's one of the most prolific lyricists people don't talk about, because people can't wrap their minds around the creativity Falmoutch has,
Yeah. A lot of, he's ghostwritten for a lot of people.
That's surprising.
You can't, it's crazy because he's so dope. He's ghostwrote for a lot of people like Diddy and other people, but he dumbed his style down and he rhymed on beat for them. Because everybody that know Pharaoh goes in and out on the beat.
That's why you said, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. But then again, because like I said, everybody thinks about get your hands up, throw your hands up. Like everybody thinks about the party songs, but even Black Hand Side with him and Fonte from a little brother, those are songs that
another fire lyricist.
Yeah, and I mean the melody makes the lyrics come alive instead of people just rhyming to a song. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the gift of Andre 3000. Let me ask you this: what's one of your, or if not your favorite, Andre 3000 verse?
It's so many. Recently, though, I would say Sorry, because he was open and he was like vulnerable, and I appreciated that. Sorry, he went in.
He did when he talked about his mom and everything.
Yeah, it was like him featuring T.I. at one point.
And that's the thing that I loved about Andre 3000. My favorite Andre 3000 verse was on Return to the Gangster, because he really talked about the overall community in such a weird way. Like when he said, he talked about people who was afraid to men who can't take their kids to the park or to the zoo, and they rhyme about guns and trapping. But he said, let's talk about time traveling, something mind unraveling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He really opens up the spirit, and then that takes me to why I listen to the Gravediggers to prepare for you, because when that came out, I know you remember when it came out. Everybody was like, yo, they on some satanic. But if you really listen to it, they were teaching Black consciousness in a way where the experience of life was given through a vision or a perspective of life. Why do you think perspective is the leading cause of people not getting music today?
Honestly, it's the way I see it. Honestly, it's like a my man just told me, he put it in a way, he's saying it's like they have like an attention span that's like really short. You know, it's like a short attention span, and they don't want to listen to anything outside of what they know. You know, and if it's something that's maybe dope, but it's outside of what they know, they're gonna say it's whack.
How about this? People listen to music to get away from their pain. So if you're being entertained, you want the quickest fix that you could get to get outside of your pain the fastest way possible.
Yeah.
So if music is healing people, why do you think lyricists are overlooked when the words heal, just like a prayer or a hello or a kind word?
Damn. Shit, I don't know why. I think most people, like when they going through pain, they usually go to like soul music or gospel. But like you said, like, shoot, this is honestly like my it's therapeutic for me. You know, instead of me, you know, going out and cursing at somebody or spazzing out, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna put it in the record, and then I'm over it.
But see, that's what makes an artist and a hip hop artist special, is the music. Because while you're exercising your own demons, you're finding like souls who need to exercise those demons as well.
Yeah, they might be going through the same thing.
But here's the catch. You know why elder generations of people don't listen to younger people's music?
Why you say that?
Because we exercised those demons already. So why would we go to the past when we're trying to lead them out of the demons they already have? Let's talk about that, because I think when it comes to New Jersey hip hop, there's a lot of demons in New Jersey hip hop that have to be exercised that we have not fully addressed yet. Can you tell me one of those demons that have affected you, probably directly or indirectly?
We talking about people, or we talking about what we talking about?
You go where you want to take it, because I don't want to lead you into something that could be crazy.
All right, so honestly, just in Jersey, I would say people not being themselves, you know, on records. It's a lot of lying, you know. It's a lot of it. It's crazy. It's, you know, especially if you know the person, you like, yo, you're not really like that. You know, you may have went to college, you got two parents, like you had a good upbringing, but you talking about your struggle and stuff. It's like, you don't have to lie, just be yourself on the record.
That's interesting, because even if you have two parents, you can have a struggle. So
yeah.
Are they talking about the perceived struggle, or they're not telling their true struggle?
They're not telling their story. You know, and like how kind of like how Eminem exposed what's the name? He was like, your name's Clarence, and you had two, and you had really good parents and stuff like this. You know, it's kind of like that.
All right,
that's exposed.
All right, I could feel that. I could feel that. I think what it is that hip hop, like many people of melanated complexion around the world, suffer from an identity issue. Tell me why, when you took your name as Paul's cousin, that was the identity you wanted to establish.
I wanted to be different. I didn't want to come out with these ratchet ass names. I wanted to be like, at one time I was a group, so I wanted to be like the Black Dave Matthews Band. So I wanted something to just be iconic. And I came up with the name driving through Clifton. it's a street out there called Paulie's Son. And I'm driving to the studio and I'm like, damn, Paulie's Son. I usually play games with street names and shit. So I'm like, Paulie's son, Paul's uncle, Paul's this, Paul's that. Oh, Paul's cousin. Now I called the members that used to be in the group, like, oh, I got our name. And it stuck. Then I came up with, the slogan, like, who the fuck is Paul? And then that shit stuck.
Which is fire marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still be done. I mean, if you want to use it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as the group goes, salute to the group members that's not there. You know what I'm saying? Since when the group stopped, how did you keep growing to make sure that you didn't get lost in losing members or moving into another plateau in your career?
Honestly, I just kept working. Like, the sound was already there for me, So I just kept working and plugging at it, and just like, okay, now I can kind of do the music that I want to do, and I don't have to be pigeonholed because somebody else can't do this type of music or something.
All right, so check this out. Let's get to the heart of something that all creators fight. What gives you the best clarity and the best written influence? Your pain or your joy?
Mine's is pain. Yeah. I'm still tapping into pain from childhood and writing music.
I was about to say that most men, especially melanated men in America, deal with the trauma of their parents, let alone the trauma that they endure within themselves. How does hip hop exercise your trauma and make you a prolific artist?
It helps. It helps me. Honestly, hip hop can help someone from being suicidal. It's been times where, people that I know, they're artists and they've had, suicidal thoughts, and they put it out on paper and they feel a little better, so it's just a way to just express yourself and get your feelings out and kind of be vulnerable. That's basically the way it is. I go to therapy, ever since my father passed away, I go to therapy because I was fucked up. R.I.P.
to Pop. I did the same thing when my mom passed away, so I understand that pain.
And that's something that Black men, well, I know I was raised as Black men don't go to therapy. Black men don't talk about their feelings, and because that's soft, but I was like, man, I can't, because I'm going through it right now.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing about therapy is they turn the lens back on you, so you see yourself. Mm-hmm. And hip hop could do the same thing. I mean, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. When did you first feel hip hop changing your life, not just showing a talent that you had?
I would say that would probably be like early 2000s. I did a show in New York, actually, for J Hatch. And I honestly didn't think I did well. I was like, man, I sucked up there. It was like one of my first shows and I won. And I was like, oh, okay, this may be something. And then things started moving for me a little bit.
The thing I love about hip hop is it reflects life. And everybody wants to be Jay-Z, but nobody appreciates the road Jay-Z took and all the scars that he had to take to be who he is. Tell me about one of them scars that you had to take and how it helped you mold your style and your brand as not only an artist, but as a man as well.
I wouldn't say it was a scar, but I would say this was actually like, it helped me when my daughter was born. It gave me like, okay, I need to take this shit serious. I was kind of like, it was like for just play and stuff. Then I was like, oh shoot, I need to take this serious. She's born, I need to do something. So that wasn't a scar, it was more like motivation.
Shout out to the baby cousin. We see you, Shorty. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Forever Heritage Hip Hop with Paul's cousin on the Heritage Hip Hop podcast. Make sure you hitting that like button, or you giving us those good comments, and you following us on your streaming service of choice. Let me ask you this question. Let's talk about this. Hip hop is the only genre of music that's living. What part of hip hop's life did you take to broaden out your perspective of life and how you see it?
There's elements to it. So I would say lyricism and DJing. Those were like the two elements that I fell in love with hip hop.
I love the fact that you said DJing, because DJs were the first MCs before people even started getting the mic.
Exactly.
So how did DJing make you a better MC or a better writer when it came to the record?
DJs kind of the way that they did things. I don't know how they do them now because I don't listen to like main radio, but they kind of like showed you like what records was, how you should make your record and which ones was popping and which, now it's different. I definitely know it's probably a whole lot different because I haven't listened to like mainstream radio in like 6 years. I listen to like mostly CDs or shit through my phone.
And you can also listen to the playlist on heritagehiphop.com. So everybody out there, make sure you're a member, you subscribe, because our playlists are this shit. So coming from there though, I want to say this. We talked about exercising demons and pain, right? You know what I find a lot of lyricists don't do? And tell me if you agree. A lot of lyricists want to say the flyest thing on a record, but they forget that music is supposed to be fun and instrumental. Do you find that?
I fall into that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm always trying to be extra clever and put double entendres and everything. And it's like, damn, I should have just said this way and kept it pushing, because this may go over somebody's head.
It's like, I remember when Eminem and Jay-Z said, it's the lyric that you don't say that makes the song. What does that mean to you as a writer?
Damn, the lyric that you don't say that makes the song. I take it that they saying you don't have to be, just be yourself. You don't have to be super creative, on your bars. That's what I'm thinking from it.
So let's go to Life Back, because that song really talks about what life means, and it's also about perspective. There's a lot that you put into the song, but I know there's a lot that you did not put in that made the message profound just the same way. Tell me about that song.
Life Back. That actually, it came from my old producer. Well, he's still my producer, 88 West. And I wrote the verse a while ago, and then it was just sitting. And I hit Graf up on the phone and called him, was like, hey, I need you on this joint. I'm gonna throw Ab Lava on it from Re-Up Gang. We should knock it out. I told him the concept, was like, hey, it's this. Then my man Pop did the hook, and the rest is just I think it's a dope record. We actually thinking about doing a video for it.
I think Life Back is a necessary song because sometimes when you compare it to a man's mind, you can understand his mode of music. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When we talk about music, we want everybody to really live the music that they're saying. Super right. Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was there, broke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or even when you think of New York State of Mind, and you appreciate the poetry that was in it because he described a night in the projects in Queens. Why do you think people are so focused on the reality, but then don't want to connect to the reality?
Think on that one. I guess honestly, people like, it's kind of like, I'm gonna say it because it's always been said. It's kind of like white people want to be black, but they don't want the black trauma that comes with it. So that's basically kind of in a nutshell what that is as well. It's like, hey, I like this, but I don't want to be, what this guy went through. Eating, government cheese sandwiches and oodles and noodle hookups and stuff like that.
Yeah, we are, and it's funny that the thing about being a person of melanated complexion in this country, I don't like saying black, but
yeah,
the people who are melanated in this country, we find joy in our pain as we grow older rather than staying angry about it,
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but there's many times I sat around with my people saying, y'all remember King Vitamin? You know what I'm saying? We talk about that cereal. Yeah. We ain't had a Captain Crunch, but we had some King Vitamin. We had some good stuff. Yeah. Kabooms.
Exactly. Damn, that's a throwback.
You know what I'm saying?
King Vitamin's throwback.
But you see how you laughed about it?
Yeah.
Those struggles helped us see that there's more to life but it also sees that we overcompensate because of our trauma and pain. What's the most traumatic thing that happened in hip hop that you think we're all still trying to get over?
Recently, Nipsey and X. And shit, Michael K. Williams as well, because he was hip hop too.
So one was a murder, and two were perceived. I don't know what I ain't going to go into that, but two were perceived to be something to do with substance abuse.
Right.
I think the most traumatic thing that we haven't gotten over in hip hop is us figuring out our identity. You don't think so?
Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah.
Let's put it this way: you have a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and everything your daughter sees is going to be twerk music by the time she's 7 to 21. Now, if you look at white supremacy teaches that the white woman is the crown jewel of white supremacy. In our culture, we have people who run the culture, the corporates, playing music like bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, or body yada yada yada. And we don't have too many songs like I want to fold clothes with you, or brown skinned woman, you a queen, not a hoe.
Yeah.
Those are the traumas.
No uplifting music.
Those are the traumas that hip hop seems to have to deal with over and over and over, to the point that when you finally beat the trauma, it's like, nope, we got to get rid of you because we need more traumatic youth to carry what you call the culture. How does your music help exercise the culture, so even though you can acknowledge it, you don't have to be about that and represent something negative?
Damn.
Before you answer, we asked them real questions on heritage hip hop.
Yeah, I swear.
So if you want to know somebody's
fingers.
favorite color or somebody's favorite food, go to them whack ass shows, because here we give you the real, and we want the MCs to tell you who they are so we can connect with them and you'll appreciate their music that much more.
Yeah. All right, so hit me with that question again, my fault.
Like, that's the trauma that we deal with, right? How does your music acknowledge the trauma but takes the listener away from being part of it, or even you? How can you represent it, but you're not of it though? You're not representing that thing.
I try not to glorify it. I figured glorifying it only, I don't know, it's not, you know, people gonna take it and run with it, like the court system, or just in general, people in the streets, they're gonna test you. You know, it's like, oh, you really about this? Okay, we're gonna see.
See that world behind him? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Karev, Heritage Hip Hop, with Paul's cousin, Superman. He got the world behind him. And if he has the world on his back, that means he's a responsible man and individual. So let's talk about that. In mythology, there's a man who carries the world on his back. He it's a punishment of his that he has to carry the world. And carrying the world means carrying the weight. As a man of color, you carry the world on your back all the time, because there's a lot of pressure that comes with being who you are against the prejudices, the so-called stereotypes that we have to fight. How has hip hop broken the stereotype to you and made you proud to be hip hop?
It's still, honestly, we still fighting, you know, stereotypes with hip hop. But it's made me happy when, you know, like, the people that broke through that rhyme like me, like the Crits, the J. Coles, the Kendricks, you know, Schoolboy, you know, the Jay Wonder, shout out to Jay Wonder, but Joey Badass, people like that, you know, Samad Savage, people that rhyme like me and don't care about, like, you know, trying to trying to follow a trend. They just like, you know what, I'm gonna let this beat take me where I want it to go.
I feel that, because that was my next question. You're from Jersey. Peace to the Garden State. Jersey is known for people who can prolifically rhyme, and they don't have to be about one thing or the other. That's the magnificence of Redman and Tretch. They ain't talk about killing people all day. They actually put comedy and style in what they said. And when you bring up people like Samad Savage and Jay Wonder, I wanted to know, who in New Jersey hip hop inspires you and keeps you going? Because we always give the industry its love, but since New Jersey isn't industry popping like that, shame on y'all. Who around you inspires you and keeps your pen moving?
Like Samad, the brothers from Bob's in the City. You got, who else you got? You got Jay Wonder. You got my man Flash. Flash is he still is Sons of Rough Riders. You got some, you got Poppy Stores. Poppy Stores is fire still. You got Chops, Five Familiar, people like that. They still doing their thing, and I'm like, yo, they still out here and they making noise. That's good.
Word. Shout out to all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, I seen you cross paths with Reject Radio. I seen you cross paths with Nonfiction. I mean, you have some connections out there. A Squad, Rebel Radio, salute.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, from what you've heard come out of Jersey, what's some of the best offerings that you've heard that you even not compare, but you want to compete against when you drop your project?
So my last project. Yeah, I heard. I was like, yo, okay, I see where I gotta go. Even the Young G joint too, with Jay Wonder joint. That joint was fire. Who else came out with a crazy project from Jersey? RAP came out with something fire. So it's like and Vertical Jones came out with something fire. So those people like keep me on my toes. I'm like, okay, if I gotta drop a classic, I gotta make sure that it's of this caliber.
You're talking about Heritage Hip Hop Award winning artist right now on the platform, and he's telling us he wants to be an award winning artist. So let's talk about the new single, Where We're From. W.W.F slamming people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where We From reminded me of NWA Always Into Something. Because it had the West Indian vibe to it. Now remember, when Always Into Something came out, we ain't hear no West Coast artists with West Indian vibes. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
So it kind of set the trend, and that's YP Track.
Yep.
Shout out to YP Track. I wanted to bring up how the vibe of the song is gutter, and the West Indian vibes made it more pristine, if you know what that means. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what it means, look it up. We ain't dumbing down nothing. Tell me about the influence of where that sound came from and where you were going with that record.
That record, honestly, that started from the beat. The beat was sent to me by Pav Bundy, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, okay, I know where I want to go with this. And me and YP been talking about working on joints for the longest. So I started writing the verse. I sent him just the first 12 bars, and he was like, okay, I know where you're going. I'm gonna do the hook real quick. Did the hook, and I went in and finished the rest. And then when I finished it, I had 3 verses on it. And he was like, yo, man, you gotta give me some room to, to do something on it. So I was like, all right, I took the last verse off and let him go in.
Shout out to Pav Bundy, another name that really puts in that work for New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Sir. And I'm waiting to get you on Heritage Hip Hop. So when you share this interview, make sure he shares that, okay?
Yeah.
Salute to Pav Bundy. Right, all right. I like the record for the simple fact it changes the tone of a playlist. Heritage Hip Hop Playlist 11 coming soon. I'm just plug, cheap plug, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I ain't never wrote that.
But it changes the tempo of where your ear can go, because dum dum dum, like it gets you ready, and then you hear the West Indian, and you be like, oh, then you think you go off that, and then the lyrics drop, and it's like, oh, and the video is very 90s. It reminds me of Mike Geronimo. I'm so high, you so high. Like I like that energy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tell me about how energy makes a record or a video move.
Honestly, like that joint right there, like when I sent it to the director, he was like, yo, he said he wants to go, like he wanted it to be like a 90s record. He said that's exactly what it made him feel. He was like, yo, I want to do something where we in the middle of just because shit, we shot that joint in what the hell is it, Wharton, New Jersey, and it was in like a junkyard, big ass junkyard, and they let us come through and shoot. And he was like, yo, I got this idea, this I think is gonna work. And I trust him, because I've done movies with him, and I've done other videos, and he bodied it, and the energy was there. Everybody that came through to the video was all family. As you seen some of the rejects in there. Mama Rejects and everybody. That's all family. That's been family for years.
Before we move forward, shout out to Mama Reject. We love you on Heritage Hip Hop, and we'll never ever forget you.
Yeah,
that's from the heart. But I love the video because you know what I think New Jersey misses? One of my favorite hip hop videos of all time is Ja Rule, New York. Do you remember how everybody was behind Fat Joe in that video?
Yes, that nigga looked like the Verizon man.
Yeah. You see how Ja Rule spread his arms and the world was his?
Yeah.
Or how Jada was in the video? Just like another video. Remember, Worst Comes to Worst? Evidence. Yeah, evidence. Like the movement, the people, the togetherness, the unity. New Jersey's more united than people think, but we don't show unity. We just like to be the ninjas that come out of nowhere when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Why do you think we have to change the energy? And if we do, how do you think the music would change with that energy?
Honestly, yo, it's actually happening right now where you have just a bunch of Jersey artists going to the studio. It's like 25 MCs in there, and they're going to the studio and making records. And that's because of my man Clico, my man Ro, and my man Bless McFly. And they're starting this movement where, you know, they like, yo, if you claim you so fire and you from Jersey, come through to these sessions. You know, and it's you know, you got like the Chad B's in there, the Fat Boy SSCs, Sue Surf, and all of you got like real like spitters in there, and then also like real like celebrities of New Jersey that make music. So, and they doing it, and they ain't charging nobody.
Well, I wish a lot of them would come off their high horse and their egos. I still do, because still people be like, nah, I'm an OG, or I'm a legend, I'm this, and they still not extending the gifts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before we even say that, I want to give a shout out to Purple Studios. Shout out to Bless McFly. That's been my guy for years, and I'm proud of him. So
that's my guy right there.
You know what I'm saying? Where we from reminds me of not only the 90s vibe, but it reminds me of the time when hip hop was raw.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think was the most influential generation in hip hop?
That's gonna be the Big Puns, DMX, Ja Rule, and Cannabis era.
So the late 90s, 2000s?
Yeah, that's Source Magazine. To me, that's what you know I get.
So that's where you take your energy from, that era.
Yep.
So that's raw beats and straight lyricism.
That's the draft of Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Steve Nash, Ray Allen. That's where it's at with me, where it's at.
Hey, that's history, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you're paying attention. But you know what I like about that generation and the earlier generation in the 90s? I think my most influential is, and this is just my opinion, my influential is from 89 to 99, that 10-year period. Because we started to see the money come in, and then we start seeing the I don't give a F attitude come in. And that, if you pay attention, that's when rappers start making movies. That's when we start seeing people starring, you know, Queen Latifah, Will
TV
Smith,
shows.
LL Cool J. We saw Ice Cube.
In the house, right?
Huh?
LL had In the House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like one of my favorite movies of all time, Boys in the Hood, we saw Ice Cube actually be more than a rapper. You see what I'm saying? And in today's society with technology in our hands, the MCs are showing that their pen game is more than just lyrics. They're actually penning screenplays, web series, and things like that. I've seen you do something behind the camera. Tell me about how you've extended yourself from the written artist to the visual artist as well.
Man, I always wanted to be a screenwriter, and I just took it serious, and you know, I went and took classes on it, and just, you know, I finally started taking it serious. There was a couple actors that I worked with that they starting to like really get popping now, and they were like, dude, you got to take it. You got to stop being afraid and just shoot anything that you've written. And I just started doing that, and then I got the bug, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep doing it. I just finished the feature 2 days ago, a home invasion thriller. You know, and I'm about to start on another one, and I'm trying to actually start my main feature for Newark. Is actually called Newark, N-O-R-K, and I'm trying to shoot that joint like in the summer, Bless McFly is actually in it. Chad B's actually in it. You got Tasia Brinson. You got a lot of Newark talent in it, and a lot of Newark clothing lines as well, like Trap Art and Good and Evil. You know, they're going to be.
I need to be in there.
Say less.
You heard
me.
I need to be in there. Salute to everybody that you work with, because those are our heroes. Yeah. Like I said, Bless McFly. Let me tell you this real quick story about Bless McFly. I knew Bless was back in the like that era, the cannabis when he made my favorite. You know how people ask you if you had a soundtrack to your life, what song would play?
Yeah.
He made the song that defines me.
Wow.
So because of that, he always has, and that's my man. But outside of the friendship, as an artist, I respect him in the way people respect T.I. I respect him in the way people respect Do It All.
Yeah.
Like, Bless McFly for me is somebody who carries a legacy of my state and my life in a way where you can't explain how dope someone is until you really get to know them.
Yeah.
When people get to know you, what are you giving them so that they never forget you and they will follow you and appreciate the journey that you've gone on?
I'm giving them genuine me. I'm unequivocally Black. I'm gonna always be myself. I speak my mind. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing, and that's just always gonna be me. You know, and I'm respectful to, I show love as well to everybody.
So let's show some love. Give everybody your social media so they know where they can find you, get your music, and support you.
All right, my social media is www.instagram.com/Paul's Cousin. Everything spelled the right way. PAULSCOUSIN.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to not only support him by listening to his music, make sure you purchase the music. Because if you really believe in artists, we have to combat the new slavery, which is streaming. We appreciate the streams because that's marketing. But if you want the artist to grow, you don't really need that scratch off, and you don't need that bottle of water or that soda. Get the song and show love.
Or that nickel bag.
Well, sometimes we need a nickel bag. You know what I'm saying? But
I know.
But it's good to show love and support. And support isn't only just getting a song. Post the song, share the song. When you get it, play the song, put it in your reels, put it in your posts, because at the end of the day, we want our people to survive, live, and produce. Because when they get great, we'll be great too. You know what I'm saying? You feel that?
Yeah.
And with that being said, y'all, we done. That's the end of the first part of the interview. Are you ready for the second part?
Yes, sir.
The second part is the rapid fire questions.
All right.
The rapid fire questions are not yes, no questions, ladies and gentlemen. The rapid fire questions show the depth of knowledge of the artist on themselves, their chosen genre of music and life. Ready to go?
Yeah, I guess so.
What song or album?
I can't cause pause.
Okay, so what song or album from another artist's catalog perfectly describes you?
Wow. You caught me with that one. It would be a Pharaoh record. I'm trying to think which one though. It's definitely off Internal Affairs. Trying to think which one though, because I love that whole project, bro. Damn. Let me come back to this one. Because there's so many.
Okay.
Yeah, but that Internal Affairs it's definitely not like the ones that people like. No, matter of fact, it's out of My Life and the record that he had on Training Days movie. That was a really underrated record. I don't know if you remember it, where he went through the video and he was dressed up as Alonzo. He was dressed up as Denzel in the video. Amazing record, fire.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
All right, so you got that one. How about this? What is the perfect hip hop beat? Meaning, if this person never came out with that song, you would have had the beat and made it your first single.
Perfect one for me would Hate it or love it. I love that beat. I love that beat. Something about that beat, bro. And they made it a single. That beat is stupid.
That's a classic. You talked about being a member of a group or having a group. Could the group ever come back and we see magic happen again?
Nah, there's no reconciliation.
I will leave it like that. So then, one of my favorite questions is, who do you think runs hip hop? Like, what borough or city or regional area perfectly defines hip hop to you?
I'm gonna always say Jersey. Because we're not getting our just due, and we're just as dope as everyone else are, if not better. You know, our top battle rappers are from Jersey. You know, out of everyone that are so-called running the world in hip hop, our top battle rappers, you got Sue Surf, NJ Twerk, you got Shotgun, and you got Arsenal. They right from Jersey.
And y'all need to be on Heritage Hip Hop. I'm saying it again. Yeah. So when you share this interview, let them know. Y'all are all welcome. I mean, the seat's open, you know?
Yeah.
So I always say Brooklyn runs it. I'm not saying Brooklyn's the best.
Right.
I say Brooklyn's run it because they're the only ones that represented their land, their mass, their borough, and took it around the world in music form. That was the Crooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah.
So if you could make a Crooklyn Dodgers of New Jersey talent, who would your 3 MCs be and who produces the song?
All right, so it's definitely going. All right, so who produces it from Jersey? It would be KG. And who would be on the record? I would say Samad, because Samad, I know he's gonna bring just the rapid fire flow that he's known for, and then also if people don't catch it, he got a lot of punches in there. Another one. Damn, it's so many. That's fire from Jersey. It got to be an old head, or it could be somebody new.
It's your record.
Okay. Shit. Damn, I wouldn't put him on it. I know KG would be on the joint. Honestly, I would probably bring a singer out of retirement. I would probably throw like a Jaheim on it, or like a Lauryn Hill.
One more. That's 2 people.
Yeah. You said one more? No, I said Lauren. I said Lawrence for the bars, Samad, and Jaheim.
KG on the track?
Yeah.
Okay. Hip hop has many voices within the community. And hip hop carries and talks about many different topics. What's something hip hop has not talked about that you want to see hip hop address?
Suicide awareness, autism. These are things that I've dealt with in my life. So I would love for it to be awareness on autism and on suicide awareness.
Why do you think hip hop tends to shy away? Is it because of corporate, or do you think because people aren't ready to have those conversations yet?
I think it's a little bit of both. But I would say more corporate, because they're going to be like, this isn't a money-making record. This is too heavy for the masses to consume. But I would do it. I have a record right now about my mother's suicide. It's called Helium Letters, and it's going to touch people.
Rest in peace. Hip hop has evolved in many ways. Hip hop went from, I got a letter from the government the other day, opened and read it. It said they were suckers, to now do it all running for a public office. So now we have hip hop in political office. Where did you see hip hop evolve that surprised you, that you think it wouldn't even have gotten there?
It would be, when the voter dies and all of that started, do it all, definitely. He definitely is, doing his thing in the city. And, so shit, that's a big bro right there. I'm happy for him. But yeah, it would be like, when And you see like the Diddy's and all of them start, pushing like, yo, we got to vote to get this person out type of stuff, they start using a platform for the right reasons. I feel like if you got a platform, man, use it for the right reasons.
The other thing I think hip hop has evolved into making precedence in is podcasting, because the radio lost its power and then people started their own platforms to take their voices back. What do you think is the most powerful voice in hip hop outside of the MC?
It would be the now it is the podcast. They podcast the talk show hosts that are like on say like the Breakfast Club. I think Charlamagne is still like killing it probably. I don't know if they still, I know they probably still, that's what I'm saying. I don't listen to radio no more. But you got Charlamagne, you got Sway, you got Gilly, Wallow, you got Joe Buttons. These people are doing their thing as far as like just being the voice and pushing the so-called culture. They're pushing it, and they're pushing it in a positive way.
So video killed the radio star, CDs killed the tape, MP3s killed the CD, and podcasting saved the culture.
Yeah.
I heard it here first on the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast, Season 4. How about that?
Yeah.
A couple more questions before we get out of here, because I really value your time, and this was 2 years in the making, and there's so much to cover. Like, I had like 200 questions, yo. But I'm not doing a 3-hour podcast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things I wanted to ask you when it comes to you personally is this. There's a certain dignity that you put to your music that I think people take for granted. Why do you think people take the dignity out of music just for the sake of making beats and rhymes?
They trying to make a fast dollar, honestly. That's exactly what it is now. It's a money grab. It's microwave music. You put it in, you put it in, get it out real quick.
But it's not really money there, because if people were looking for a money grab, why are they always promoting the streaming service instead of their pockets?
Exactly.
My question to you is this. Do you not notice that people who make money get promoted less than people who stream?
Yeah.
So how does an artist make money or make a lifestyle from music when music is now the new art that's taken for granted?
They gotta find other talents, other lanes, whether it's clothing, whether it's freaking, throwing parties, whatever it is, they may have to go back in the day, throwing parties, making mixtapes, like, and, doing whatever they got to do. I was doing basketball games, and then I'm doing film right now. I'm making money off of film. So that helps me, fund film, helps me fund my music, helps me freaking pay my mortgage, so
that's dope.
That's where I'm at.
Couple more questions, y'all. Look, I said we have a good time on this podcast.
Yeah.
So, where is the one place hip hop could go right now that you think is not, and it would surprise you to be there?
It could go. Honestly, I think hip hop has been everywhere that I think it could go. We've been political. We've been riot music. We've done music with Linkin Park, Selena Gomez and people like that. We've done music with the crossovers where it's like, the Hispanic artists. Hip hop is worldwide. So unless that shit go to space, I don't know. Might catch an alien with some bars doing the Spock fingers.
5 last questions I'm gonna ask you.
All right.
Final 5, everybody, and here we go. Number 1, the world is going technical. So now that we're going into the metaverse, how will hip hop make technology better, in your opinion?
That one, I do not know. But I'm definitely here to see, because I know some bread out there for hip hop in the metaverse.
You can make it yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, please don't say you don't know, and don't learn about it. I'm asking. I'm actually begging you, because I respect you. Yeah. Do your homework on that, because that's going to be lucrative for you and anybody else in music who's going to go that way. Just remember, all you NFT heads, you make music and NFTs for NFT heads, because people who are not NFT heads, they're not going to get your music. Just let you know that.
Oh, that's the same shit that Tory, I think Tory did that, right?
A lot of people are doing it now.
Yeah.
Question number 4. I think this is a question that is overlooked. What is a classic album, and what is it going to take for you to make yours?
Words of Fonte, dope beats, dope rhymes. What more do y'all want? But honestly, it's those two, but then it's the emotions. It's making songs that change people's lives. It's not making selfish hip hop. You know, I at one time I was caught up in a lane of making selfish hip hop just for myself. Like, oh, I'm nice, so I'm just gonna make all I'm nice type of songs. And it's like, nobody wants to hear that. So, you know, you got to make songs that, you know, will touch other people.
That's what made Tupac and DMX great. Yes. Tupac could make a song that will open your heart and still be good at the same time. So did DMX. DMX is the most streeted artist I've ever heard that made Jesus and God beautiful.
Yeah, and to make a whole freaking arena cry.
Yeah, unlike Kanye West, who do a bunch of bullshit. I'm not a Kanye fan. I respect him though, but I'm a Kanye fan.
Yeah.
Question number 3, right? This is number 3.
Yeah.
Being that hip hop is growing and there's people who try to stunt hip hop, the most important part of hip hop is what you pass on to the next generation. What's the most important lesson you think hip hop has passed on from generation to generation that we're not forgetting and we are keeping alive?
A lot of things changed, but as far as like what I've seen lyrics pass, you know, from generation, and people are keeping lyrics, real lyrics, not just, you know, cookie cutter lyrics. I've seen that, you know, keep passing on throughout the years, because now you have this new generation that are still spitters and they're young, like the YNB Cordays. Like, he's legitly nice. Like, scary nice, you know. So you have these people like that, you know, so I think that, you know, you're going to get those people that are going to keep pushing it, you know, and then whatever comes after them, hopefully they keep that trend going.
You know what impresses me about today's culture of hip hop? They respect the dead MCs too.
Yes.
And I think it's a crime that so many artists are being killed by their labels. Or people being killed, period. Because Young Dolph's murder is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle's murder was ridiculous.
All the Empire record artists, it's like this kind of fishy.
And he had an insurance policy on him, but that's all speculation. Allegedly, we don't know. But what I will say is that I've heard today's generation of artists ask about Big L.
Wow.
People want to know who Phife Dawg is.
That's fire.
Even with DMX and people dying, and people have brought out, you know, legendary MCs who passed away, like, you know, Big, Pac, Pun.
Yeah.
But there were other ones that were nice too, like Poetic, Dr. Doom, Heavy D. And it's sad that one person said, yo, I could make a playlist of all dead rappers and he better than today's artists. I was like, wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
And the person who said that was 18, 19 years old.
Wow. He did his research, and his parents raised him well.
Or he just really likes music, and that's very rare, because remember, most people listen to music as life goes by. They don't listen to music to study and grow. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's fire. 18, 19, and he said that? That's fire.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So
he ain't lying, though.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
He is not lying.
I got a bonus question for you.
Okay.
This is one of my new questions that only you got so far.
Okay.
Do you like verses?
You want the truth, or you want
your truth? Do you like the verses?
So I like some of the verses. I think some of them shouldn't have happened because I don't think that those artists that they put up there had 20 hits. And it showed because you see people do a freestyle, you see people bring out, you know, other people's songs, you know, it's like, you just wasting our time because you really don't have 20 hits. And it's supposed to be hits. And some of these records aren't hits that they're performing.
I think Versus got better because I didn't like it. I still kind of sometime on it because Versus went from who had the best playlist and now who has the best performance.
Yeah.
So it became a show, and those guest songs that you talk about, that actually makes a good show.
Yeah.
So here, my question to you is, remember how I asked you about who would define you in an opposite, from a song or album that's not from your catalog?
Yeah.
Who are the two artists that could do a versus that would complete you as an artist?
Black Thought and Pharaoh.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not ready for that.
That'll be fire. That'll be fire.
The world ain't ready for that. Why are you trying to hurt people out here?
That would be that right there would be crazy.
Yeah,
they both have smashes.
Yeah, I
don't
themselves
think, and if they was doing group music, they both got smashes.
I don't think it will work on Pharaoh's point. Not saying he's corny or nothing like that. I don't think Versus is hip hop, so they won't appreciate him.
Right.
He's a prolific artist, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fire though. Like that's something that it's like I remember me and you was talking and we was like, yo, we was talking about the verses and with Ja and Fat Joe, and I was like, yo, Ja gonna wipe him. What would be better would be Ja versus 50, but it's not enough security in the building.
Exactly.
But honestly, I think Ja would have wiped 50.
Really?
Yeah. I've been a Ja fan for the longest. Ja got.
You think Ja Rule would have wiped 50?
Yeah.
You said wiped 50.
Yes. Yeah. He would have. He got some big records, and he didn't even play half the big records against Fat Joe.
So we on bonus time. I need this conversation. Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's take this conversation where. Come on, we gotta talk about this. You said Ja Rule would wipe 50.
In my opinion, yeah. And I'm not the only one that think that way either. I had this conversation with Hef from Vert and Hef, and he said the same thing, you know.
You gotta give me your playlist.
Damn. So
wait, while you think about that, just remember, a lot of people say artists are in their top 20 and they have 50 artists in their 20. So I want to know what your playlist is and what you got from Ja that's really making you say that. And I'm not saying he can't beat 50. Yeah. I'm just saying I really want to know your frame of thinking on this one, because this is interesting.
He got some big records, bro. Like just off of Vinny Betty Vecchi, he got some huge records that would go. Then you got Pain Is Love, that is some songs on there that had to go. You know, like he got some joints. He got the project that he did with Fatal Hussein. That I forget the name of it. I forget the name. You remember it was like a cartoon cover of him walking with Tim's on. You really not a Ja fan? Damn, you're killing me right now. But yeah, I'm a Ja fan. I think Ja would beat him. I think it was good for hip hop for Ja it actually revived his career for going to a versus, because now you just see him everywhere. You know, you see him performing on New Year's Eve and everything like this. Before versus, he wouldn't have been thought of.
Still waiting for your records.
Man. Let me see.
I'm not saying he doesn't have 20 records, because I know for damn sure Ja Rule has over 20 records.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
But don't cheat. Don't cheat. What is your 20 records? I'm asking you for the door.
All right, so look, he could end up with 100 guns and 100 clips. He could end up with he performed it, the Crown joint. Put It On Me. He got Always On Time, Living It Up. He got Clap Back. He got some joints, man.
Wait, you gonna put Clap Back in there? For real?
If he going against 50, yeah. If he going against 50, yeah. He got to.
All right.
He has to. You know, if you're going against 50, you got to put your diss record in it. Am I wrong?
All right. I just want to hear your records.
He got Holler. I know he gonna probably play the joints that he did with when he was in the Murderers group. He got Thug Lovin' with Bobby Brown, unfortunately, but the record was big.
Shout out to Bobby Brown. That's my guy.
But it was a big record. Like he got big crossover records. 50 has huge street records. Still not trying to.
Still need to know.
I just gave you all the records.
But let's look at 50. Hold on.
Okay.
Look at that 50, right? 50 got some big ones that could go there too. So I think when it comes to 50 and Ja Rule, if they had a versus, I think the guest features is what's gonna make it for me. Because I think Ja Rule bringing out Murder Inc. is not gonna be as big as 50 Cent bringing out.
Hell no. No, that would be stupid on his behalf.
But when Ja Rule does Jadakiss and
Fat Joe,
50 can bring out the game. Hate it or love it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Ja Rule brings out Jay-Z, can I get a what?
50 could bring out
Eminem or Dr. Dre.
Okay.
So it's an interesting look.
So it's more than likely it's gonna go down to the features.
I think what is going to go down is the features, because at the end of the day, you got Big Rich Town. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's an interesting one. I like that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, hey, in the comments, let us know what you think. 50 and Ja Rule.
They're gonna probably be like, man, this nigga Paul crazy.
No, I don't think. Well, like I said, music is full of people who just go with the trend. So maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at 20 records from 50 Cent and 20 records from Ja Rule, and I think that'd be a good matchup. But
yes,
you said wipe him. That's different.
And it also depends on what record you put up against that record. If you put the wrong one, you might lose. You know, so they got to be strategic.
Like I said, you said wipe. That's the only thing I'm like, I don't know about wiping. Can he win? Sure. Can he lose? Yeah, sure. But wipe? No, I'm not saying that.
I think it's gonna be 20 to 15.
It's 35 records, man.
No, I'm talking about 50.
20.
50. Well, it'll be 15 that y'all have.
15 to 5?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not a 50 fan.
No,
I'm not a 50 fan.
No.
There's a lot of people that don't like 50. He done rubbed them wrong already.
I don't care.
They're gonna vote for Ja just cause.
I don't care. You can't deny the quality of music. Like 15 to 5. Ja Rule spanking 50.
So what you think is gonna be what? 9?
If Ja Rule won, I think it'll be like
10 to 9.
19. No, I think it'll be like either way, 12 to 8. Either way.
I said 10 to 9. I mean 11 to 9.
Clapback versus Wankster. Wankster won.
Oh,
you lost that. Come on.
But he wouldn't put that up. Because I don't think that was about. What you think that was against about Ja? The Wankster?
He said on 106 in Park.
Oh, he did? Okay.
They said, what's 106? They said, what is Wankster about? He said Ja Rule. And they just looked at him. He's like,
Okay, he got that one then. He got that one.
I'm saying you said white.
Okay, so that's one record out of 20.
What Ja Rule song is beating in the club? Holla Holla? No.
Always on Time? Yeah.
That's gonna beat that vibe?
Put It On Me? Yeah. These are humongous records. I'm looking at these records touched a lot of people, way more than 50 did.
Candy Shop.
I wasn't a fan of that.
Doesn't matter.
I wasn't a fan of that.
You said Rich People.
Said he produced that or some shit like that.
Who?
Didn't Fat Joe say he produced that when he was up there?
He's bullshitting.
Yeah, okay.
Who did that? Phantom of the Beat, I think, did that song.
Okay. Because he was like, man, I'll play Candy Shop. I produced that. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't know you.
But Candy Shop, yo.
I don't know. I don't like that.
It doesn't matter. You said rich people.
You got Between Me and You that he can go up against. That
PIMP. And you can bring out Snoop for that. I don't know what you heard about me.
I forgot Snoop was on that record. Damn.
Yeah, talk about it.
Some joints, man.
Yeah.
He got story to tell, bro. Story to tell. That'll crush a lot of 50 records.
Story to tell would beat Many Men. I'm telling you, you said white. Just remember.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not saying you can't win. I said, but you said white.
Yeah, okay. Now, I forgot about Many Men. Damn. But that'll be a good one though, because Story to Tell fire. Story to Tell is fire.
There's no Ja Rule song he could bring out with a crew that's gonna fuck with a G Unit record. Cause you talking about the R&B vibes.
It would just be 100 Guns, 100 Clip. That's the only thing he could honestly bring out. Cause if he bring out Murder Inc., it's not gonna be good.
And if he put out 50 Cent, put out G Unit and Joe, I wanna ride with you, right? And that's the Joe song.
Forgot about that record too. Yeah.
So everybody,
okay,
let us know what you think. Is he right?
11-9
Is Ja Rule wiping 50? I don't think so.
So it's gonna be 11-9 then.
Yeah, that was a fun conversation. I appreciate that. So
I forgot about them records.
So let's sum it up. This is a throwaway question. How would you like being on Heritage Hip Hop, or would you say other artists should come on Heritage Hip Hop? Do you think this is a destination for artists to come to?
Most definitely, man. I had fun on here. Got caught with questions that I never got caught with. Like I'm used to, like you said, like yo, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite colors? Type of shit like that. So, you hit me with some joints that I'm like, damn, I gotta actually sit back and think. And then you didn't ask the usual questions. You asked, like prolific, actually, like questions about life. Like nobody asked questions about life, and like the artist, and so that was good, man. Hell yeah, I think more artists should come here. I think this is definitely going to be a staple for New Jersey hip hop and hip hop in general.
So all artists from New Jersey, if you're from North Jersey or South Jersey, please make Heritage Hip Hop a destination. While we are not a radio station, we are a platform that believes in your music, because we make playlists and share them. And we always believe in people telling their story. We'd like to thank Paul's cousin for coming on the platform today. Make sure you follow him on all social media at Paul's Cousin. Make sure you follow Heritage Hip Hop on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, wherever you go online, we there. So make sure you follow us, subscribe to us, and make sure you visit and become a mainstay at our digital real estate, heritagehiphop.com, for merch, for music, playlists, exclusive interviews, podcasts, and more. Our shows are coming back, so you're going to see him again on Truth Behind Bars. When maybe he'll get some producers out. We do Truth Behind Beats, and you'll see some other things coming as well. You know what I'm saying?
Bye.
So we come to the final question of the first interview, because like I said,
I got a question for you.
Oh, no doubt. Let's go.
How did you forget about Central Jersey? Well, everybody always
there is no such thing as Central Jersey.
I knew you was gonna say that.
No such thing as Central Jersey.
Yeah.
What is Central Jersey?
Nothing. That's why they always say that. It's like, yo, you forgot about us. I was like, nigga, y'all leave the South or y'all North.
Exactly. You either New York or Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Which is both a shame, because they should be all New Jersey. Yeah. So I don't say Central Jersey. I don't think that exists.
Yeah.
They don't have a different, like everybody's PSE&G and P. What's the other one? PLNL or some junk like that?
In Atlantic, what is it? Atlantic something down here.
See, I don't know. So like I said, with that being said, that's the first. This is the most important question of the first interview. I have an open door policy. As long as you have new music coming out, you want to get on here and talk about life, your music, or something going on in society, I have an open door policy. You're always welcome. Thank you for coming on the platform, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, bro. Thanks, man.
No doubt. So the most important question of the first interview is this: 500 years from now in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, when they go to the one certain wing and they see Paul's cousin, they're like, who the fuck is Paul?
Exactly.
and they hit the red button, and you pop out the wall and as a hologram, and they play your music for people 500 years from now, and they hear your music, your sound, your digital footprint is going to be heard by people in the future. The most important question I want to ask you is, what is the legacy you left behind that made the world better because you made hip hop music?
I made music that's touching people. I made music that's not selfish. I made good hip hop music, you know, and I wasn't afraid to push boundaries.
Ladies and gentlemen, God never made us to be simple. He made us to push boundaries. For the first commandment is to be fruitful, multiply, populate the earth and resubdue it, which means the world is yours, take it under your control. And the gentleman you see on your screen, if you are watching, has the world behind him, which means not only is he taking the world, but he's molding it into what he believes the world can be through his art. God made you a work of art. Be artistic. Show the world your greatness by not only sharing yourself, but sharing your talent. Because if each one teaches one, we'll all be a hybrid of not only God, but the unity of education, creativity, and oneness that he made us with. With that being said, this is Forever Heritage Hip Hop. But Paul's cousin, my man, Jomi, 2 years and we did it. You know what I'm saying? But salute to everybody watching. We say peace and we out.
Year.